Happy Friday, Eric Bible with the Bible team at Neil Home Loans. And yes, it's a happy Friday. Last week I told you all eyes on CPI. And guess what? CPI delivered. And it was a welcome delivery. As we start the morning on this glorious Friday, the 30-year fix is down from last week, 7.15 to 7.02%. Yes, it's still in the sevens, but hey, we're getting closer to that 6 mark. So we're going to take it. We're going to run with it. We're going to enjoy it. So here we have to understand what drove it, what we see going forward, and ultimately how you can take this to market and win today. So first and foremost, CPI, Consumer Price Index. As we know, inflation is what got us into the mess that we're in. What we're paying, what we're seeing across all channels got too high. Fed stepped in. Hey, we're going to hike rates to curb inflation. Yes, it's been more sticky. Yes, it hasn't been ideal. But this week, we did finally see some moves in the direction that we wanted, which ultimately set the rally, or continued the rally, I should say, which was the benefactor to mortgage rates. So, what does this mean? What do we expect going forward? So, as we know, inflation has a target. The Fed has a target with inflation. We want to see 2% on inflation. Now, what does that mean? We need inflation on the core services, because that's ultimately what the Federal Reserve controls through their monetary policy. We need that number 2%. Now, we don't need it exactly at 2%. Jerome Powell, the Federal Reserve, has been very vocal. Hey, as we start getting closer to that 2% target, the idea and ability to start cutting rates become a reality. So here, the fact that we saw core drop yet again this month, or for the month of April, hey, we're getting closer to that range. Previously, we were at 3.8. This report for April showed it decline to 3.6%. Key attributes here is that markets anticipated both headline and core. Headline at 3.4, core at 3.6. We hit that right on the money. And that's really what started or expanded the rally in mortgage interest rates, as we've been seeing over the last few weeks. That is what the market was looking for. And here, this is reignited talks and expectation of when the Fed is going to start cutting rates. Unfortunately, I've shared with you in the past, hey, you look back at the beginning of the year, 6 rate cuts, down to 4, down to 2, down to who knows. Well, that talk is back into the mix. And as we know, the ultimate say in rate cuts will come from the Fed. Anything I say, you say, the market says, doesn't necessarily matter, because the end user, the Fed, is the one that's going to make that call. With that said, though, we can make some very informed, educated decisions of, hey, when can we start expecting this? And here, the market taking this inflation report, coupled with some other pieces of data, we're now seeing speculation that, hey, we could see rate cuts as early as November, possibly even July. So obviously more to come as we start to see more data, as we start to see more unemployment increases. That narrative will flip, and flip quickly. The other key piece this week was in the form of retail sales. Now, retail sales is the gauge as to what the American consumer spends at retail stores. In April, the market was forecasting an increase of 0.4%. It was at 0. And keep in mind, over months past, we've heard multiple Fed members speak of this. The American spending has aided and increased inflation. The fact that we saw no gain in the previous month, that could be another conduit in helping the Fed get to the first cut. So obviously, this is an unfolding situation. Hey, we'll take the victories this week. We'll run with it. But here, how can you put this in practice in your business today and get in front of your clients? Real estate is now on a discount. 2 weeks ago, interest rates were trending upwards of 7.5%. Now we're getting closer to that high 6 mark. This is an opportunity for you to pick up the phone and say, hey, I know home prices haven't come down, but guess what? Interest rates have. If you need help in scripting, communicating, whatever it may be, we are here to support you. But we're going to take these victories. We're going to get out there and win, because that's what winners do, and we're all winners. So as always, make it a fantastic Friday, and as always, a greater weekend. We appreciate you. Thank you.